Well, hello everyone. I hope you're having a blessed and beautiful day today. I wanted to share some thoughts with you guys today about something that I've seen here in the United States, and over the last few days I've been kind of pondering on this and kind of really thinking about it, and I'm not saying that this is from the Lord. This is just my interpretation on what I see coming. The Lord has blessed me with a great sense of discernment. And so, I can discern what's happening, before it happens a lot of times. And I want to share it with you guys. Okay. So again, this is my interpretation. So, you can take it for what it is. If you have the same ideas, praise God. If you have different ideas on what this might mean, I would love for you to share them. But here in the United States, they've begun to release prisoners out of the jails. And, when someone goes to jail, they're there for a reason. They have committed a crime, and the court has deemed them guilty. So they are there for a reason. Now, they're releasing these prisoners back into the community, and they have even gone so far as to say that if another crime is committed, depending on the circumstance of the crime, they're not even going to bother to even arrest these people anymore. And so when I first heard that, I kept thinking about these people that commit crimes and stuff. I mean, it's basically giving them a free pass to do so because they're not going to be arrested for it. They're not going to go to jail. They're not going to get in trouble for it. So they're giving them a free pass to go ahead and commit crimes, and lawlessness will abound in the end days. And so, they're not only releasing criminals back onto the street, for whatever reason. Their excuse is that they don't want the virus to spread in the prisons. But I'll tell you my thoughts on that here in a minute, where I think that's a cover-up and that's a complete farce. But, like I said, it's giving people the idea that, they can just commit crimes. Nothing's going to happen. They're not going to be arrested. They're not going to jail. And so, lawlessness will abound. Now you have these prisoners that are going to be released, that are going to reoffend, and, why not? Because they're not going to be sent back to jail. And so over the last few days, I've been kind of thinking about it, and it really struck me how everything is going with the one world order and the new world order, how everything in the end, during the tribulation, how the Antichrist is going to try to enforce his mark. And, you sit there and you try to think, well, how is he going to possibly do that? How is this one man going to enforce the mark of the beast? Just this one guy, that's not possible. Well, I began to kind of think of it this way. And I want you to really sit back and think this. If they release all these prisoners who are already criminals, who's to say that they aren't going to help enforce the Antichrist system? Who's to say that they aren't going to be the ones that help martial law and help to seize guns from owners and help to patrol the streets when the military is depleted because of the rapture, or police forces are depleted because of the rapture. So they need people to enforce things, according to the Antichrist. And what better people to do that than criminals? Okay, who's going to enforce the gun seizures? And I even thought this morning about how a lot of people are saying, oh, I'm never going to do that. I'm never giving up my guns. I'm never doing that. I'm never, and you can say that, and that's all fine and good and well and whatever. But if you have, let's just say that you have these criminals out on the streets and they're patrolling the streets and they're going to come knocking on your door, and they are the ones that have the guns, not you. They are the ones that are going to seize your guns. You are not taking, you're not going to keep the guns from them. And so the guns are going to be then placed into the criminals' hands to be used on people who are defiant. And people who are defiant, they are going to take care of. And those who refuse the mark will be taken care of. And they are going to also be the ones that are, like I said, patrolling, creating martial law for people. If you aren't staying in your homes because of whatever, if you are not complying with the order, and now we have the New World Order. If you're not complying with the New World Order, these people who are already criminals are going to come in and start enforcing them for the Antichrist. So that was my interpretation of this. And, a lot of people don't see it that way. They don't understand. And at first I was even thinking, why are they doing this? Why are they releasing criminals back onto the street? Now, what kind of how stupid is that? These people are in jail for a reason. And then I heard them say that they're not even going to prosecute these people. They don't want them in prison. Well, then this morning I was, doing some stuff in my bathroom, and I was kind of putting two and two together. I was putting the puzzle pieces together about how when they release the criminals, there's going to be room in the jails, because right now the jails are so overrun with people. So if they release the criminals, who they are going to flip-flop, and they are going to be the ones that are deemed good citizens, and those who are not compliant are the criminals, and the ones who aren't obeying the orders given by the governors and by the Antichrist and all of that, and the New World Order alliance, those are the ones that are going to be the criminals. So they're making space in these jails so that if whoever doesn't comply, you will be in those jails instead of them. And, we know that the world is going to be flip-flopped. Everything good is going to be bad, and everything bad is going to be good. And so, after the rapture, yes, you probably are going to have a lot of people that are going to put up a lot of resistance to the things that are going to be happening, because the New World Agenda, they are going to strip everything from you. You will not have gun rights. You will not have any rights whatsoever. You won't even be able to buy or sell unless you have this particular mark. And, a lot of people are saying that they'll refuse that mark. And, not everybody who is going to call on the name of the Lord is going to refuse the mark. There's still going to be people who are going to refuse it and not be a believer. And those are the people that are going to be killed as well. And so if you think about it this way, again, the jails, they're releasing these criminals, these prisoners back on the street, and it's going to be like animalistic behaviors, demonic behaviors, where, the demons are going to start attacking human beings. They're going to start attacking people, and they are going to try to force people's hand, and the jails are going to be open and free, and that is where you're going to go if you do not comply. So I was thinking about that, and I was kind of putting two and two together. And if that's the case, if this is where this is going, we know that, the Antichrist, I believe that the Antichrist is already here. He just hasn't been revealed, and he hasn't risen up yet to create peace. But I believe that he's waiting, and I believe he's alive. He's ready to be revealed. So with that being said, that means that everything is going according to plan. And he's going to need people to help him enforce his agenda. And over the last week, I have seen so many articles of different people wanting to bring about the New World Order. And We can see right now a world out of order. Things are in chaos right now, and the rapture is only going to create even more chaos. And the Antichrist is going to come and bring his order out of chaos. And, everything right now is just, to those who don't know Christ, everything is uncertain and everything is fearful. And, people are going to start becoming, like animals. They are already fighting each other over a roll of toilet paper. They're fighting each other over, a thing of water. You have people coughing and sneezing on people purposely to spread the virus. I've seen an article where people are saying for anybody that has the COVID-19 or whatever it is, to make sure that you cough on Jews and Christians. Do it purposely to kill. And I even saw another one where they want people to cough on Trump supporters. And that just shows how wicked people's hearts have become and how their mindset has become. And so I wanted to kind of bring that to your attention today on the things that are going on here. I don't know if out of the country, if in other parts of the world, if they are releasing prisoners as well. But here in America, they are beginning to do that. And so that kind of struck me. And that reminds me of, the verse in the Bible where it says lawlessness will abound in the end times. And what better way than to release a prisoner onto the street, to have lawless abound, and people are going to die because of it. And that just means that Jesus is even closer than we even thought. And he is going to be returning sooner than anybody ever thought. So, I wanted to share that with you. If you think the same way, great. If I shared something that you didn't think of, that's awesome. And if you think of something different than what I've said, please share it, because I love to discuss this type of stuff with people. I love end times things and putting puzzle pieces together to try to fit it in and see where it's all leading or where it's going. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you will have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day.